Please start.
Can everyone hear me in the back?
Yes.
We have 2 mics to share. Okay. Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity to be here this evening. I am Terry Baker, President of the Washington County Commissioners. I am also obviously running for the Congressional 6th District seat. As you all well know, Montgomery County, Frederick County, and all of the 3 western counties are a big part of that. I currently live in Washington County, and I consider that geographically the bullseye of the 6th District. I live right in the middle. I could be anywhere in the 6th District in 70 to 90 minutes. I'm a very family-oriented man. I have a wife, 25 years, 2 daughters, 3 grandchildren. I love them to death. And there's many reasons why I decided to run for Congress, and one of them being my dad was a World War II veteran. He was part of D-Day, the 29th Infantry, and he fought continuously from June 6th until July 18th, 1944 to capture the flag at St. Lo. And the country we have today is not the country that my father had fought for, or any of your parents and forefathers, grandfathers. So I am one of the candidates. Our country's in big trouble, and I would appreciate any support that you could provide to me. Thank you very much.
Scott Chen, please. Stretch. We're having some technical difficulties here. Limited number of microphones.
Just count on his time.
Yes. No. We may need musical chairs here.
Hello, thank you everybody. I'm Scott Chen. I run for U.S. Congress because I want American safety at top priority. I run for U.S. Congress because I want America great again. I run for U.S. Congress because I want to improve growth economy, reduce tax, increase our population income, and everybody can get a job. I run for U.S. Congress because I want to protect the Second Amendment. I received MD and PhD. I completed my postdoctoral work at Northwestern University, Chicago. I have married with my wife for more than 27 years and have 2 children together. I love America. Let's work hard to make USA great and safe again. If you want to know more information about my campaign and platform, please visit voterscottchen.com. Thank you.
We're going to add an extension to that microphone. So we'll wait until that's done. We good now? Mr. Fecker.
Ladies and gentlemen, Republicans of all ages, welcome. Your victory is a national record to pass a taxpayer protection measure at the local level against such difficult odds. That's what Vice President Peter Sepp of the National Taxpayers Union said about my property tax limitation question at the National Conference of the National Taxpayers Union in 2009. I kept the taxes down and stopped property taxes cold in Montgomery County. Mr. Delaney has supported all those elected Democrats who opposed this question that passed by the voters. In 2007's special session, the Democrats had the largest tax increase in Maryland history. I was the only person who managed to find out where the public hearing was in Annapolis, and the only one who testified against that 20% increase in the state sales tax that you pay each and every day. Mr. Delaney approved of that increase, when in 2008 he gave a $4,000 contribution to Governor O'Malley, the man whose tax increases Governor Hogan and my son and I in District 15, where we visited 60,000 houses, ran against that 40 tax increase platform of Governor O'Malley.
Mr. Ficker, thank you.
Thank you.
Ami Hober.
Hello, I'm delighted to be here tonight. I want to be your next Congresswoman. Can you hear me?
Yes.
My greatest concern today is our national security and the safety of our families, and I believe I'm your best choice to achieve those objectives. Today's terrorists want us to quiver in fear. Today's liberals want to take away our Second Amendment rights. Today, our current congressman sits meekly by while bad treaties are signed with Iran and China. Tragic events in San Bernardino show us that the next violent attack could be anywhere, including in this room tonight. My experience and the depth of my expertise in defense and national security is one reason why you should select me. I am a former Deputy Undersecretary of the Army, and I have expertise based on decades of working for national security for each and every one of us. My candidacy has been endorsed by senior military officials from all of the services, and the National Republican Congressional Committee has called me a young gun. And so they think that I can win this election. Thank you.
Thank you. Frank Howard.
Thanks, Casey. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I believe our nation is in grave danger. Our allies no longer trust us, our enemies no longer fear us, and terrorism has not been contained, including here at home. I have a plan to reorganize the Department of Homeland Security to make it effective and accountable, and I support increased funding to strengthen our hollowed-out military and align its capabilities with the much-needed national strategy for defeating our enemies. Due to the policies of the last several years, our economic growth has been anemic, job creation stagnant, and for the first time, a generation will most likely not enjoy a standard of living greater than their parents. My tax plan will spur economic growth, lead to job creation, and provide better opportunities for Americans. Dan Bongino encouraged me to run, and I want to finish the great work he started. My proven problem-solving skills, independent spirit, energy, and passion make me the right candidate at the right time. I'm ready for this.
Chris Mason.
Hello, my name is Chris Mason, and I'm running for Congress for one simple reason is I've been watching for years. And first of all, I never intended to run for Congress, but I see the state of our country. One of the main reasons I'm running is because they keep telling us that the best and brightest are the ones to lead this nation. But I largely see, especially what Washington said, he said that common sense comes from the commoners. If we keep electing the best and brightest and the somebodies, we won't have a nation left. And we've been doing that for decades. It's time to do something different. Elect somebody who's a nobody. I'm a nobody, right? No, I'm a nobody. That's what the Tea Party was really about. People who are unheard of and people who have the common sense. I have 4 kids and 1 on the way, and I want to make a nation that's actually secure for them. I believe we're on the cusp of basically World War III, especially with Islam, and it started in the 7th century, and we have to be the ones that re-engage it. And I'll re-engage it, and I'm a former Marine, infantry, so I know how to get things done. So I hope that you elect me. Thank you.
Pass that next to Mr. Painter, who's next to you.
I'm Harold Painter. There's basically 2 main things that I'm running for in my candidacy for Congress. First, I want to restore the working man to the middle class. Everyone talks about the deteriorating middle class. No one talks about who's being kicked out of the middle class. We need to bring manufacturing jobs back to America in general and to Western Maryland, where I come from originally, specifically. The second thing I'd like to do, I'd like to cut down the mountain of debt the federal government's created, the size the federal government has grown to, the amount of rules and regulations the federal government's enacted. They're out of control. They've got to be put back in control. I think I'm a good candidate for the 6th Congressional District. The last 30 years I've been CPA practicing right here in Montgomery County. The 24 years I had before that, I grew up in Allegheny County. I think that gives me a good background to understand the people at both ends of this very diverse geographical district. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Payne. Pass the microphone down to Mr. Vogt.
Before I introduce myself, if the moderator wouldn't mind, can we please pause to pledge allegiance to the flag before we continue with this debate?
I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I'm Delegate David Vogt from the 4th Legislative District, United States Marine background, and I think the youngest guy up here, so you probably all think I'm crazy. But, you know, I'm a member of the largest group of Republicans we've seen in the House of Delegates and in the General Assembly of Maryland in the history of the entire state of Maryland. And you know what that tells me? It tells me the same thing seeing over 100 people in this room tonight about a 6th Congressional District race. Is there's hope right here in the 6th Congressional District, folks. And I see it in Annapolis with the governor. I've had the ability to put in a voting record that gives proven conservative leadership. I've had time in Afghanistan, and I see hope. And it's all in here tonight. And we saw 2 years ago almost how close we got to winning this district. We've got an opportunity to not only win the presidency, but also to send proved conservative leadership from this district down to Capitol Hill, and we're going to do it in 2016. And I've had an opportunity as Marine of the Year, serving in Afghanistan, serving in Annapolis, that I've got every level of proven leadership, both conservative and in the battleground, that this is where it starts, and it starts right here. We're going to send a resounding message to the entire region and win the 6th Congressional District, and I'd be proud to be your congressman in doing that. Thank you all, and look forward to this debate.
Thank you so much.
Excuse this brief commercial interruption.